My name is Erica Sutton, and this is my journey to potentially become an architect, and I'll explain the potentially part later. At the bottom, I have a quote that says, "We shape our buildings, thereafter they shape us," and that's by Winston Churchill. So at Lawrence Design Group, my daily tasks and responsibilities usually consist of participating in staff meetings, where we meet like as a group with everyone in the office and we go over plans or whatever projects we have coming up. I sit in on client meetings and listen to client phone calls so I can get an idea of what the client owner interaction is like. And I continue to work with AutoCAD, which is the main program we use in architecture, and AutoCAD. That's pretty much all I do, because that's a huge part, and that's the one thing that I'm struggling with because of the many commands and everything that come with it. And I also travel to building sites. I've done that more often this semester. So with AutoCAD, I am currently working on a project. It is an elevation, and an elevation is a view of a building as if you were standing right in front of it and just looking at it. So I have a picture at the bottom of what I'm working on right now. It is a plaza across from the Mall of Georgia, and eventually I would like it to look like what's on the right. It's going to take me a while to get there because I haven't done this before, but it's a good learning experience for me. And it is very time consuming. I've put in 64 hours overall at the internship site, and a huge part of that is because of working with AutoCAD and not really know what I'm doing. So, my greatest experience. I got my first field assignment this semester. My mentor asked me to travel to a plaza near the Mall of Georgia. They're working with a man that's, I think he's renovating a space for like a jewelry store or something like that. And it was my first solo assignment, so he asked me to go out there by myself on the weekend. And I'm glad that he did that, because that let me know that he trusted me. And it was a good experience because when I showed him the pictures, he didn't realize, he noticed a detail that was in the roof that he wasn't aware of before, which is the flat part on this building. If you can see it, he thought that the entire building was all peaked like this. So I'm glad that I could show him and help him become aware of that. And I also got to lead a staff meeting one day. My mentor was doing the evaluation sheet one day, and one of the staff members jokingly called out that I was too quiet. So he asked me to lead a staff meeting, and it kind of helped me get over my shy tendencies and to feel more comfortable speaking in front of people. And this is the status report that I had to do, if anyone wants to see it later. Basically, I just had to go through the numerous projects that were listed and see how each of the staff members was doing, what the progress was on the project and when they think they would be done and what they needed to do to make sure the deadline was met. So in the future, the reason why I said potentially in the beginning to potentially become an architect is because I'm kind of torn between architecture and civil engineering because they are pretty similar. Architecture leans more on the creative side and civil engineering is more math and science oriented, and I can relate to both of those aspects. But in terms of hiring outlook, there really isn't much of a difference between the two. So it's pretty much whatever makes me happy is what I'll decide to go with at college. They both have to accommodate the growing population and aging structures like the buildings and bridges and water systems. And they also both have to incorporate more green design. So really whatever I decide to go with, there are pretty much a bunch of options that I could go with. For architecture, I could go into urban planning or graphic design or landscape architecture, and then for civil engineering I might go the environmental route. And I got this from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Any questions?
Did you wear a hard hat?
No, it wasn't a construction site. I just had to go out and take pictures of an empty plaza.
And what kind of report is that you're passing around?
It's a status report. It's a list of all of the projects that the office has, or potential projects, and invoices, so they know what's going on and what each staff member is supposed to work on.